Let's start. First thing being the meeting minutes. Bill, you want to move to approve the meeting minutes?
What's the date of the minutes, please?
October 2nd, October 2nd.
October 2nd, 2025.
I move to approve the October 2nd working group meeting minutes.
Seconded. Chip, you in favor of approving the meeting minutes? Yes, he is. Phil?
Yes.
All right. Those are approved. Next is a construction update.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep,
Okay,
you approved the minutes, didn't you?
I did. Yep, thumbs up. Yep.
There you go.
So
Construction update, Marcus.
construction update, bond building, we're working on the parapet blocking on the low roof and the stair D1. And then soon we'll be working on the blocking on the permanent canopies. Quigley's gonna be back on site tomorrow to start setting up the erosion control around where we need access at Burnett Field. The Musco light poles bases got delivered this week, and we're gonna start drilling and setting them next week. Marshall, they're just as needed at this point. We have a couple more stairs that we need to infill, and then they'll probably be demobilized until we start doing some hardscapes next spring. White House Masonry, the precast came in. That started going back on the building, starting on the north elevation. We're working on the granite base on the building B. We're working on brickwork, the stair D3 elevations, and then the east side of building B, working our way around the building clockwise. And then they're inside working on the men's locker room, and then they'll be going to the girls' locker room. Roman, they've been on site installing the miscellaneous stairs. They're going to be starting the MEP Unistruct grid in the engineering classroom in building B, and then they'll drop to a multi-purpose room in building D, and then work their way around the acoustic barrier ceilings. PJ Spillane is on and off, kind of just working on AVB after the roofline blocking gets installed. Island fireproofing, we're going to have them back to do some fireproofing patchings on stairs being building A and B. They're working on the K13 spray as well, and then they'll fall back and do some patching using building in D and E for us. Greenwood is working on some perimeter flashing, and then they're working on investigating and replacing the vapor retardant up on the low C roof, and then we're going to be starting working on finishing that C3 low roof and then the oxygen roof, and that kind of gives us like the main roofs done, and then we're working on detailing. Sunrise, they're working on glazing the current walls, what they have installed right now. They're working on where they don't have glass, temporary installing some temp infill so we can get winter tight and get closed in. They're working on installing roof screen subframing in buildings C and D. Century Drywall is framing remaining walls in C, D, and F buildings. They're working on finishing the drywall of the acoustic barrier ceilings, and then boarding and taping E first floor. Homer is going to be starting the block filler and first coats on the water service room to get that painted out, and then they're also working prime and first coat third floor both in buildings A and B. K&K mobilized to the site this week. They're installing hangers on the auditorium on the dance floor, and then once they're kind of done with that layout, they'll drop over to buildings A and B second floor to start doing the grids in the classroom. High Point is on site. We're working through the bathroom and corridor mock-up time mock-ups, so that's started. Polyboys has started the window surrounds in buildings A and B. That kind of cut up there, and we're waiting for the next delivery on that. High Point, which is the theater rigging company, they mobilized this week. They're installing overhead rough supports for the rigging now that we have the platform up. Monty Plumbing is working on the rough plumbing in the culinary kitchen. They're also buttoning up some in walls in buildings D and E, and then we're just chasing them to finish up the roof leaders, drains, and just getting that closed in. And then they're working with the mason in the locker rooms to get that in wall rough in. JCI fire protection, they're working through the standpipes and hose cabinets in buildings D and F, and we were chasing them to finish the backflow check valves in the water service room. They have started the hangers in the auditorium on the dance floor. PJ Kennedy, they finished up condensate drains in first floor A and B. They're about to start the pipe and hangers in the music rooms in E, and then just chasing it through and making sure the installation is complete on the pipe and ductwork in the building B. Worcester Air is finishing up their duct mains in buildings F and E, and then they'll get it up onto the auditorium once the other trades kind of get their hangers in. Griffin, we have them doing in walls in buildings C and D, and then they're completing their kind of first floor electrical room build outs in building B, and then they'll be going over to the auditorium dance floor as well. So that's scheduled update.
Okay.
That was record time, Marcus.
And the precast are looking good, right?
Yes, we looked at it last Thursday, and it fell within the 5 range color samples that we had determined, so it looks good. Much more consistent color.
The picture showed that. How much was delivered to
It was just
5.
the
the first round was the building A elevation, the north elevation and the east elevation.
okay.
And then the next delivery, I thought it was coming today, but it's
And we'll do the same thing when we get the next delivery,
Yeah, we
checking the, make sure that
Right.
it's all within the range,
Second
right?
batch looks
Yeah,
just like the
yeah.
first batch.
Okay. Right, and is there gonna be any additional claim or anything for this?
from them now.
Not from them?
No.
Okay. All right. All right,
Okay.
any other questions? Chip, Phil?
No, yeah, so quick question. Has the Bricky got back onto schedule? I know Jerry kept talking about how you wanted to rotate things. Does having the precast now help that schedule?
Yeah, so we're working through them right now to get something on paper so we all can agree to it. They're actually finishing up the road, the brick up there. They're gonna bring down some hydro molds and start working on the auditorium. So they'll have 2 crews working on around the building, one clockwise, one counterclockwise.
Okay, and where do we stand? When do you think you're going to get temp heat into the building, and how are all the stairwells coming for glass and all that?
We're working with Sunrise to get either the permanent or temps in. They're on board to do that with glass being kind of pushed out a little bit, and then the heaters are getting delivered sometime next week. We'll get those set up, and they're going to be piped into the stairwells and up to the floors.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you see your biggest hurdle in the schedule is, right? What do you see your biggest hurdle in the schedule to be right now? If there is one.
I don't think there's a biggest hurdle. I think it's, we have our focuses, which is like get the bricker back on site, on track, and then just getting the roof buttoned up and getting closed in for the winter. That's the biggest thing right now.
And when do you get temporary electric? When the more power, is that in the middle of November as well?
It was supposed to be the middle of November. They're kind of delayed up there, so we're gonna be getting like the temp permanent power. They're telling us the beginning of December.
And does that screw you up at all?
No, I think we're already kind of ready to bring in those heaters. So
Okay.
All right.
You would have the heaters regardless, Marcus, right?
yeah, because we're bringing in the heaters because we don't have the power.
Bill, anything else?
No, you guys asked, the only thing I was gonna ask that you guys didn't was about the stone, the cast stone. So if there's any extra like reviews and submittals and time, like do they pay for any of those costs, or does that end up being a construction change order?
Precast?
Or do you
In
guys,
terms of-
or do you guys, or like, like Dave probably didn't plan on looking at two different, this whole process of redoing all the cast stone, is that assumed? Or is there extra initiative that took place that that company has to like reimburse the town for?
So we're not billing for any additional services if that is your question.
That is my question. Thank you.
Okay.
And the contractor, are they
No, like it's on
the
them.
installer?
Yeah, like
It
it's,
was
It was
their
all on
mistake.
them. Okay.
and like that's our approach on recovering the schedule as well. Like it's on them to fix it and get back on schedule. So
Okay. All right.
And they're confident that they're going to be able to do that.
yeah, we're working through it right now. And we're trying to get it on paper so we have it set in stone. We just don't have that.
Okay.
Literally set in stone.
Set in stone.
Very good, Marcus. Really slide that right in without anybody noticing.
Well, it's good they had some good samples. Thanks.
All right.
It's set in precast, not
Fred
stone.
and precast stone. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right. Budget change order update. Item 3.
Yeah, so we're just gonna look at those electrical change orders that we sent out last week.
Well, Tim sent something through that was a revision, a nice, a down revision
Yeah.
on,
Yeah, I can
on
show you.
change order 15.
Yep, so that
We
was
should
the one,
understand
we
that
reviewed it.
first.
We reviewed it with you guys on the 2nd, but we wanted to review it as it was, but knowing that it had to be revised with a credit from Century Drywall, which has been taken care of and been revised. So it's PCO 143 is now down to $6,800. So that is in there for tonight, this SOV 15 to be reviewed. That was the only update needed on that one.
All right. This is the same one we looked at outside of that one item, right?
Correct. Yep, that's from
Right.
10-2.
Okay.
And this was another batch of we kind of got some electrical together because Griffin can be a kind of a thorn when they have some stuff out there with their threats. So we wanted to get some reviewed by you guys. We didn't have them quite ready the last time around, so we figured, I mean, regardless of if we get these in front of the PBC tonight, we want to review them with you guys today. So.
Okay.
I don't think the
Go ahead.
dollar volume is too big, but
I can walk you through these.
That'd be great, Dave.
PCO 96, this is, we added 4 data outlets and 3 electrical outlets in the tech network office that we discovered were not shown, but not shown in the documents, but required due to the design. PCO 116, this is regarding various GMDs, which are group-mounted devices throughout parts A, B, and C to provide the required power, data, clock power supplies that were not coordinated properly. This also includes the deletion of 159 duplex outlets for the clocks that were not needed because the clocks are actually low voltage. They don't need a duplex outlet.
So that came to that's the question I have. So what were the revisions? What were these?
So there were some outlets so in the group mounted device is a clock and there's various switches and an outlet. In some rooms it's a lot more than just switches and CO2 monitor and there's a phone spot for a phone. There's a spot.
This is in every classroom.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So it varies depending on the classroom or the room. So they didn't have the proper power and data and power supply for the clocks. So we had to go through all of them in in the building and make some changes to make sure that they have.
Okay, that's why the
services.
number's kind of high, 39,000, because
Yes.
it's in every classroom.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Like not just every classroom, every space, right?
Not every space, but at least the classrooms, but also other like breakout spaces, small conference rooms.
Right.
Yeah, so it's all over the place.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just concerned because of the high number. That made more sense
And did
now.
we catch all of these prior to double siding sheetrock and all that in the spaces that we're cruising in?
Yes.
Or do they have to come back in and work it?
No, this was before drywall.
Okay, so this has been dangling out there for a while.
Correct. Okay, PCO 134. This is the relocation of 2 WAPs, wireless access points, and we added 2 in the auditorium to align with the design of the space. PCO 135, during the review of the toilet accessory submittal, we discovered that the hand dryer in a single stall toilet room in B1 and a hand dryer in the boys' locker room, toilet room, were missing power. Yeah, they had power flows. PCO 145. It's the relocation of tel data and electric outlets from the front edge of the stage to the sidewalls due to coordination with their proper location. 140 PCO 146. This is providing power for the greenhouse vent motor. It wasn't coordinated with the drawings. Then the vent motor operates the windows or vents at the top of the greenhouse. PCO 153. This change is to provide a circuit for an electric coil in one of the VAVs on level 3, part C.
Get your fucking head bashed in.
Still road raging.
Oh my God, I am unmuting this friggin' electric scooter.
We're really
This has been-
concerned here, Phil. So you're in a
Being safe,
fight and you're getting your head bashed in?
And I thought I was bad.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, this,
Listen, this guy in an electric scooter comes out in front of me, 35, no helmet on. I'm like, dude, like, come on. Like, if you're going to cut everyone off in the middle of Boston, wear a helmet at least. So I'm going to get his head bashed in.
all right, go get him,
Okay.
Phil.
Carry on.
Run that sucker over.
Nope. Safe driving, everyone. 10 and 2.
Okay,
The black eye to the PVC meeting.
PCO 158. This is where we added power feeds and we deleted power feeds, but then had to relocate shade controllers for the motorized shade system. And PCO 154. This is the coordination of power for the fire smoke dampers and duct smokes. The FSDs and the duct smokes were shown on the mechanical drawings, but the electrical connections were not. And that's it for SOV 16.
All right, any questions?
Just pointing out that
I'm
the tech department needed more tech. That's my only observation of that list, but it all makes sense. It's
Chip, anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, and I have no problem putting that in front of the whole committee tonight.
No,
Right.
but this is the last
Right.
time.
Right, we can't have this late minute thing.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Because if we
But-
had, what would have happened if we had said, I don't agree with that?
Then we wouldn't have
It's-
reviewed it. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. But
It-
then your numbers are all wrong and everything else is screwed up.
No,
So
well, listen.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We're with you.
And
If
we
it
have a
was-
mad electrician.
Yeah.
I would
If it
say
wasn't-
going forward, if we have a double meeting, and we have things to review, we'll just plan on reviewing at the working group, and we won't, we won't plan on doing it, at the PVC, because we just need to utilize our time with you guys when we can. So,
All right. All right, anything else on that change order? That's it?
That's it.
What's this next thing?
WCAT. Dave, do you want to we just wanted to bring it to your attention. We're kind of vetting out some details with maybe I'll let you speak to it. You had a good summary of it earlier when we spoke, so.
So in the WCAT studio, there's a pipe grid
Right,
for lighting.
right.
So you're hoping to save money by relocating the existing pipe grid to the new space.
That's what they said they were gonna do.
Right. But
Yeah.
it's, we have a photo that's in the salvage drawings, and it appears to be like 2 or 3 pieces of pipe just kind of rigged up there. So our concern is that it's not gonna be sufficient for their needs.
Well,
So we
that's
wanted to
that's on their head.
So we wanted to get a price on providing a whole new grid system.
No,
Well, only because it's attached to the structure and that's not, I mean, since we are providing the infrastructure for the space, that would be part of it, I guess, but
the problem is towns are not allowed to provide monies for nonprofits like that, 501c3 or 2, whatever the hell number it is, according to town council. So we have to be very careful what we're doing here.
that's
So-
what I'm saying, it's part of the structure. I mean, it has to be part of the structure and attached to the structure.
They put it, when the school gave them their space, they put that grid up themselves.
Oh,
If
okay.
if they did do that, and we should find that out, then they have to put up the grid themselves. In other words, we have to replicate what the school did for them, what we're doing now. And therefore, I don't think we get into any trouble,
Okay.
any
That makes
complaints.
sense. That makes sense.
If they put up the grid themselves, they're gonna have to put up the grid themselves. If the school
Well,
provided the grid, then we could, that's another story.
The other thing is do you want them doing that, attaching to your structure? I don't know. That's a question to answer. I don't know.
It might be a timing thing too, like, we're gonna need to, kind of fit out that room.
I have no idea how they're timing, how they're gonna do
No.
that. I've never,
The
there's
construction
never been
project-
any discussion about that with us at all.
The construction project time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, I understand.
Okay.
No, I understand, but we are to give them a blank slate. Here it is, and then you go and do what you have to do.
Okay.
But I just don't know if they did that themselves, they're gonna have to do it again. Just like they're gonna have to do everything else again. That they, like from before.
So you're trying to stay true to the original
Yes.
agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
That way we won't get into any trouble whatsoever by saying that we were providing services to a 501c3, whatever.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I'll check with Ian, but I believe it was installed by the contractor who donated the labor for it. It was a local
Yeah,
contractor.
to WCAT,
Yes.
not to the school. Bill?
Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, so could we offer to do it and they just pay for it? Like while we're there, like, does that ever done on projects like this? Where I understand why the town really, but like, what if they just said, fine, but we need someone to do it. You guys make the most sense. Could we work with you to build out whatever they're asking for? Does that ever happen? Or
Lynn,
does it
can you
like
do that?
a television station in a high school is probably not usual, I would guess.
Well, we have another one, our own. We have the school's television station. This is a different story.
And
Lynn,
well, that's what I
can
mean.
Can we do that, Lynn?
It's a difficult mechanism. It'd be something that Bond would have to agree to do.
I don't know if that's like maybe what they're asking, as well as for people to pay for it, but maybe
Anybody asking about it?
do they? I don't know. Do they need help doing it? Like, is that why
No,
they're?
no.
The reason this all came about is because it's gonna go to the contractor for bond. It's a delegated design. They need weights. They need, all of these calculations to get installed. And that's what it's like. then you start looking at what they have installed. It's like, there's no way that thing is
Adequate and
adequate.
should-
So
yeah.
it kind of raised the flag. Like, if we want to do it properly for the project, you have to.
Have they come up to you and asked about it?
They provided the parameters for it, what they needed.
So like we need like equipment weights and what's hanging from it and all this for the subcontractor, and that's
Right.
where it's like they're
Right, and that's
slowly getting us.
That's for
stuff,
the
but-
for the ceiling, but it's not. It does not necessarily mean that we're hanging the grid.
That's the photo we
Yeah,
took as
yeah.
part of the salvage.
Oh no, I know. Quite familiar with all of that. We did it in all the other building spaces we were in, and WCAT did it.
And this isn't the only pipe grid we have going in. We have other, and like the out rooms and stuff, so
Oh, of course you do,
I just wanna, it's
But-
not like a.
but we can't. That's for
Those
the
are those
school.
are also for heavy mechanicals and everything. I don't know what
That's-
they're.
That's for the school, not for
Yeah.
WCAT. We can't.
But Joe, so the structure that stuff has to hang on to eventually, we're not putting in already, or they're saying,
Yeah, we are. The ceiling is.
like,
right.
where are these things attaching to? Like, someone's talking about,
Building
I don't-
steel. It's
Yeah.
to the
It's just
actual
steel.
structural parts
Yeah.
of the building.
So
It's
so it's
connected.
fine.
I would think it's part of the whole infrastructure of the space, but,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not my call to make, but.
I sort of see it that way too, Lynn, but I see Joe's point too. Like, it's a murky area because it's an odd situation.
Right, and if they did it before, I think the easiest way for us to handle this is to find out if they put the grid up themselves before. And if they did, they're gonna have to put it up again.
I thought it was part of the build up. That's what Tim just said, right?
No,
No.
Yeah,
No.
it was part of the build out. But
But
that,
by a
but that was all
contractor?
donated by a third party.
it was donated to WCAT, Lynn, not to the school. You understand?
Yeah,
The contractor did it as a favor to WCAT. And
okay, I
so-
thought it was part of the build out of the school. So if WCAT ever moved out of that space belongs to the school. And you're not taking down that pipe grid if they're leaving.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Because no, only because we're tearing the building down.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if WCAT were to leave the space, they're not taking that pipe grid down and taking it out with them. It's part of the space.
Yeah, I think the issue here is that the project team has some concerns about, we'll call amateur coming in and knowing how to properly attach so that it's not.
Let's find out what
Not
they did.
compromising
If
the
the
structure
contractor
itself.
did it for WCAT will have to get a contractor to do it for them.
Okay.
That way we don't get into any trouble whatsoever. You know?
Right,
Listen,
is someone gonna firm this
oh,
finally? Sorry, I'm sorry, Phil.
no, you go, Helen, sorry.
Wait, isn't the Psychorama, the track, the Psychorama on that?
No, that's separate.
It does, okay.
How can we solve this once and for all?
By finding out from WCAT what they did.
Yeah,
The track is
Okay.
part of the project.
I know, but do we attach it to that pipe grid?
No, you're touching the
I have a
track.
question to ask. If it was part of the build out, then are we doing it as part of our build out? Or if it was if a contractor came in later and did it,
Like
then
a
we're
tenant
not
could
doing
have.
it? Or is that the distinction?
Yes,
Okay,
but the contractor, from what Tim was telling us, donated their services to WCAT and put it up.
I don't think Tim knows that. I think it was
Oh, but
part
that's
of,
why I said we have to find out.
yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to distinguish between the two things. If it was part of the original build out of WCAT, then it'll be part of our build out. If it was
I kinda
something
doubt it.
that came in and was done at a later date and donated to WCAT, then it's on them to do it.
I doubt it because I was immensely familiar with the original studio and we did it ourselves. I was the president of WCAT. Okay, and we did it ourselves, so I have a feeling they probably did it again. We had it on Water Street, we had it at the Warren School, we were all over the place. So.
Okay.
We'll track it down, Ian.
Yeah.
Dave and I were planning on going over there like Wednesday and taking a look.
Bill?
So it just brings up, like, this is the second meeting in a row where it's sort of like, the naming, like all the memorials, like that's a big discussion. I don't know if that's coming up, but now we
Yeah,
have
I
like,
got something to tell you about it, yeah.
but now we have like WCAT, we're gonna have the superintendent's like office, if that's gonna have special stuff that comes up. Like, I just wanna, it seems like there's a lot of avenues these things are gonna be that maybe isn't just like a straight up school, right? Like, so there's all these mixed in things now between the theater names and this matter, and then possibly anything comes up in the superintendent's office, because we're I just bringing it up, like, I hope that people are talking to these relative groups now that these things are popping up and saying, hey, here's your last second. If you're going to ask for anything, make sure we know about it so we have time to think about it.
Right.
I don't know, that's all. I'm just
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, Bill. And I'll give you an update on
And put it where?
the naming thing too.
Interesting. Okay.
Whenever we get to it, we'll get to it after in a few
Okay.
minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else on the pipe grid? So we're gonna just find out from them how it was done and who did it.
Yep.
All right. They have their own pipe grid, right?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
so the note on the document says to salvage it from
Right.
the
Yeah.
savings bank theater and the
Yeah.
studio.
They were saying that all along, that they were gonna salvage the pipe grid.
Okay.
From the
Yeah.
studio and the
Yeah.
savings bank theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's a more robust system.
Right.
All right. Anything else? All right.
Provided the
FF&E.
supports in the wall to take it.
Okay. Yeah. Item 4, FF&E and technology.
Okay, the subcommittee met Tuesday night. The list that were provided, essentially, tonight, we're just asking the full committee to allow, how do you pronounce it?
Stifura.
Stifura?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
They'll make a presentation tonight, but
Yep.
what we're really doing is just asking them to allow them to go out to bid on all of these items. That does not mean we're buying these items. It just means we're going out to get the bid on these items. There's further work that has to be done with the schools, because some departments, when they were asked to prioritize between 1 and 4, they went 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and they did not prioritize at all. Others did it correctly, and there's some things that are in there that have a lot of questions that we had. So we're gonna kind of go back and do it over again, because that makes sense so that we can, if we need to, we can lower the number, because it's at 5.2 million when our budget was 2.5. So we want to have a kind of relook at it, but just for tonight, we're just letting it be bid, and then it'll go out in December, January. And the subcommittee will be meeting again in January, February, somewhere around there, and then go over all the various items as well.
So Joe, I'm confused. Are we approving the budget as being
No.
presented tonight?
No.
So what are
we're
we? What are we doing tonight?
We're allowing Stifura to go out to bid on all the items.
On the
We're not
budget,
buying
on
them.
the 5.2 budget,
Correct, but we're not buying
Okay.
them.
because we
We're-
want to see whether or not
Right.
what it actually comes in at.
Yeah, what they come in at, and as I indicated, some of the departments didn't prioritize at all. And they just made everything a 1. And that's just not the way it should be done. You know? And
Like
others.
punishing
and
the
the
ones that did
departments that did do it,
prioritize.
the departments that did do it correctly are gonna be harmed by the fact that others didn't do it correctly. So, I mean, Amy was on, the principal, and she agreed that they're gonna go back and look at everything again.
She already sent it out to everybody.
So, oh, did
And
she?
asked for the
She already sent it
prioritization.
out.
I know, she got.
Yeah, she was not happy about that. Yeah, I
Straight
guess.
out of the gate.
Right on.
Yep.
So all it is tonight is we're just allowing it to go out to bid. Okay?
Yeah,
Everybody understand?
It's also an opportunity to let everyone know, if they don't already, the scale of magnitude should you determine you want to buy everything that's been requested. So it's also informative.
Okay?
Sounds good. I think it
Yep.
makes
Yep.
sense.
So,
Makes sense.
Phil, any questions?
nope.
Okay. The next one is the matters not anticipated. Regarding the naming policy, I was finally able to get a list from Doug Lyons. Then I took the list and sent it to Jonathan Chines, who then suggested that we put together a letter of support for various items that we think should be retained. If we want to have anything retained, and a letter from the school department, and then go before town council with our request and their request to have the town council be involved and either confirm what we want to have as the names, or they'll make decisions on their own. It is the town council's job, not ours, not the school department's, for the naming policy.
Yeah. Can you send those notes, Joe? I might be able to help with that.
But the list,
I don't know if that's the process we got to go through. I don't know who's
Yeah.
doing it, but just if you want to send, no, just like
I'll
yeah, if you
send
could
you,
just
I'll
send
send you
those
the
notes.
email, and I'll send the email from Jonathan that laid it all out, what he thought would be way to do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty time-consuming process. So, is there a certain deadline for the project that we need to have this figured out by?
I'm looking at Helen right now.
Let's say this winter.
This
Because
winter,
if
Like February?
if
March?
it does affect any naming or any of the
I think
environmental
the big
stuff?
one is the theater,
Okay, well,
right?
yeah.
Am I right?
Right, but if we decide not to, what do we want to do instead?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's some names of areas that aren't even going to, we really don't have a cafeteria, do we?
sure
Yeah,
we do.
well,
But
we
it's a
do.
dining area. It's like a
Dining
big area.
commons, yeah,
It's a commons. It's not a
Library,
cafeteria.
library is to media center as it's like a Miller's analogy, Joe. It's it's the same thing nowadays.
Yeah, not really, I don't think.
You didn't take the Miller's
Cafeteria-
analogy. You didn't take
Cafeteria
the,
is a closed room. Ours is not too closed.
No,
Ours is
well,
pretty
it's
wide open.
it's
And
new
that's got
age.
that has a name to it.
I know, dining hall, or
Dining
whatever.
hall.
It is.
Commons.
Dining commons.
When you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So like there's a list. We have to write we have to get a letter from the school department, and like what PBC is the we, or the like
Yeah.
who it has to write a letter saying what we think, which should
But
we
we
just
think what the school department thinks, and then we go before the town council.
I,
Why do we have
Like,
to write the
wha-
letter first?
why do I
Why
have
can't
to?
we just go to
I'm
the
just-
town council?
Oh my God.
That's-
Why am I
this is-
deciding what memorial is more important than someone else's memorial? It's not PBC's choice. It's their policy. I think they should talk about it before we spend any time on it.
I'm just telling you, this is what I got from Counselor Chimes.
Did Maureen Butt approve that response
I would have no idea.
as the
This is what I
chair?
got. This is what I got from Counselor Chimes.
Okay.
And
I think it
forward
puts,
to you the email.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Read
please,
it.
I'd love
I'm on,
to see
yeah,
that.
I got to read it. Thanks. Yeah.
Sorry, that's all I got.
No, it's okay. No, it's tough listening and not seeing it's, just send it. I'll read it. I'll talk to you.
All right, sounds good.
I have matter not anticipated for agenda.
Oh, well, wait a
What time?
minute.
We love these.
This ought to be good. Go right ahead, Lynn.
It has to do with money.
Okay.
None.
We had given UTS a certain budget, and we have 350,000 in our budget for testing, and I believe we only gave them 250,000 of that, and we're getting close to the end of that budget with them, and we need to um, basically supplement the testing services budget. And
We've already spent the 250 out of the 350?
we spent $246,613.
And we have
you
350 budget. And
And
how much more testing is there?
there's a,
there's a
We've been
ton.
through the weeds. We've been through the weeds, the heavy testing. So
but
I
I
don't
will
think we
say,
have. We
just-
haven't done window testing. We haven't
we've
we
done
got
are.
a ton of testing
exterior
left to
envelope
do.
testing.
We have done
I'm-
window testing. We have.
We've done it on the
Mock-up.
sample.
We did
mock-up,
we
but
did
we
the
haven't
building.
done it on the building.
We
But
have
we have the whole building whole building testing that has to happen.
Right, the air and all that quality?
Yeah,
right?
air, WABAT or whatever that stands for, but it's a big deal. We have that testing left to do. The infrared testing will be done through the commissioning agent. But what I will say is I feel that we are probably going to double the budget that what we currently spent. So I think that we're going to be somewhere on the order of 100 to 150,000 short of what we need for the overall testing budget.
Are there any other
you thinking
areas
for
where
phase two, Lynn, too?
I'm thinking of all in general. And the reason I'm saying that is testing costs have gone up drastically. And I'll say that we carried the same 350,000 and it used to always carry us through on our high school projects, but it doesn't anymore. For example, Waltham, which does have a lot more, a fair amount more testing than this job will require. Basically are right at 700,000 for their testing. I think we're going to be somewhere on the order of 500 at the end of the day, but bringing it up, we still have 100 left in the testing budget line already. I would say that we should at least increase the PO by that amount so that we can keep going. And then we can talk about how much more we might need to increase it later on, but I wanted to bring it up.
I assume we have some line items that we could move, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have funds to draw from and move it there, but I guess for the interim, I would really like to say, let's commit the rest of the money we have in testing services to them, and that will buy us some time to figure out how much more we might need to transfer.
So the question I have, Lynn, is this something we should guess at, or should we get an estimate from them to complete the job?
I was just gonna say I've done it in the past. I can work with UTS to get us to completion. Just to help that, but I agree that we should like the 100 grand, yes, but we can definitely vet that out with UTS.
And there's like they've shown they've presented like what they budgeted in terms of all the phases and then everything next to it, what they did and why they're over. Like we have that you could provide at some point.
No, it's an on-call service, really, Phil. It's you know, we just have hourly rates for them for all the various tests that we call them to perform. We don't have an overall budget from them. And typically when we set up these budgets, we look at schools of similar size and complexity and set the budgets. But these budgets were set 2, 3 years ago now, and costs have gone up a lot in testing, in the testing field, but and we're also seeing a lot more testing being required, such as the Wabat testing, and then typically also the amount of window testing that we've been doing on projects as well. But we've been seeing it across the board where we're running out of testing testing money budgets
Is
based
yeah.
on based on budgets we set 2 or 3 years ago. So
Okay, so what was the original budget and how much more are they asking in summary? Just to
they're not asking
You
circle
don't
back.
ask, yeah, they
We
just let you
just,
do.
we have
Oh.
350,000
Right.
in testing services budget. We authorized a PO for 250,000.
Yep.
And basically we wanted to see where we were when we hit that point. So we have another 100 we can increase their PO for. But so that's easy to do. I just wanted to let everyone know that they've hit they're almost hit their 250. So we do have to increase their PO before their next billing cycle so that we'll have enough money to pay them. We do have the 100,000 in that budget line, but I'm trying to express that I think we're going to need more than that to finish out the job. And but committing the additional 100 to them right now will at least buy us some time to figure out how much more we really need to transfer into that budget line.
And then you'll
So
come back to
what-
us and let us know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So what
okay.
I'm confused on is kind of the process here, Lynn, because every month we approve a bill from UTS.
Yes.
So now so what do we do? Give them a big lump sum up front and then they work off of that?
Yes. So
So they're
we
using
gave
our
them a
money?
PO for 250,000. And
We did,
so
I guess I didn't realize that so we've already paid them 250,000.
No.
That all those bills that we approve during every month comes out of? Like we give
No.
them an advance?
no, we didn't give them an
Well-
advance. They bill it on a monthly basis based on the number of calls we made for testing and inspections.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
So
so
what,
we
so I
have,
guess my question is, why do I don't understand the process. When you say we
So-
have to give them another $100,000 PO. If they bill us, just pay it. Well, I know we have
because
to
it's the
advance
town
the
has a
budget,
contract.
but
Because the town has a contract with them, it requires a purchase order, and the purchase order requires an amount. And they can't exceed that amount unless you increase the
okay,
PO.
all right. So we don't
Oh, okay. Now I
actually,
know.
so we don't actually pay them. We just have
No,
a PO out there in the blue sky of Wakefield,
yes,
and they're billing against that PO to
Yeah.
a certain amount. And then
correct.
when that amount's done, there's no more billing against it. Okay.
Unless we increase the PO.
Where would these monies come from?
Well,
Are
we have
these
100,000
soft
in
costs
the,
or are they?
we still have 100,000 left in the testing services line. And all I want to do is commit it to that PO. For now, I think it's going to go above that 350,000 budget that we have. And I'm just giving you warning of that and telling you that we'll come back to you once we work to figure out how much more we're going to need to finish the full job.
Which
need
is
a mo-
fine. Where are those dollars coming from?
It would
Are they
either,
coming from soft or hard cost contingency?
it would come from the soft cost contingencies.
Soft cost, right?
Yes. And
Okay.
that budget line is under a category called other project costs. We have 400,000 in one of the other project costs budget lines if we don't use in other words, we can move money within that budget
We
line
can move
and
money
not
from
use
another
our
budget
other
line.
soft costs if we have leftovers. So
Right.
that's why I'm trying to buy us more time to figure out how much more we might need and then how we're gonna fund it from there.
Are you
So-
gonna need
so
a
what
motion
does
for
it-
that tonight? Lynn?
Yes, well, I don't know,
I mean, if we've got it as a budget line,
Yeah, it's
why
set
do you need
aside
a
already.
motion?
Yeah.
Just if
right,
it's set
so,
aside,
and
just,
that's correct.
I mean, if you want to just explain it and you want to,
We're
yeah, that's fine with us, go ahead, do it. I mean, I think where you've already got it committed, you don't
Right.
need our vote. It's in the
Well,
budget.
Correct.
Chip, but Lynn, you used the word PO, like purchase order. So
Yes.
like, are
Right.
you asking us to approve another purchase order of $100,000?
I'm just asking to
Because
commit the
working
rest of
group-
the budget
Hmm.
to that purchase order.
I get
See,
it.
I think
Yeah,
because it's in the budget, I don't think we need to vote on that.
Right, because you've already
got it
voted
as
the
testing
350, but we will need
Yeah,
to
you-
vote if we're gonna move money into that budget
We're
line
gonna need it.
later on.
in the
We'll need to-
future,
Yeah.
but I don't think you need it to use that 100, in my
Okay.
opinion.
If the
'Cause you've
working
got
group's
it on the-
okay, I can go ahead and get the PO increased and we're all set.
I
Since
think you are,
you did
because
vote.
you're not increasing or changing the budget, or even
Correct.
that line.
Correct, I'm just committing the rest of the money.
Yep,
Right,
Okay.
that's
and
fine. Go ahead.
and
I gotta
if I
go.
remember,
Sorry, guys, I
Okay.
gotta go. Sorry.
All right, Bill.
are we seeing you at 7?
No, I
No.
can't make it tonight. Nope.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, no
I wish
problem.
I could.
just was
It's
checking.
a good
Just was
conversation.
Just
Yeah.
was checking. Okay.
Joe, I'll
All
talk
right,
to you.
Phil.
Bye.
All right,
Thanks,
Phil,
bud.
take care.
Bye.
Yeah, Phil had told me earlier he couldn't make it at the 7 o'clock. He sent me an email.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just was asking.
So, I mean, we just move the money, and then if we need to go over the 350, we'll deal with it then.
Well, yeah,
Well,
well,
we're not moving any money. She's just issuing a
Committing.
PO,
Yeah,
committing. Yeah, I mean, I think you're just committing the budget line,
yeah,
which you
Yeah.
do, which everybody does whenever they buy a service.
correct.
So I'm fine with that without a vote, Joe, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Now, again, Lynn, to your point, if we start changing things from a different line item, then I think you do need a vote for that.
Yeah, we gotta
right,
do
yeah, I
that.
would have to have a vote on the budget transfer
Right, right.
to do that, so,
Yeah, we did that a
Right,
lot in the Galvin.
yeah.
We did. Oh, at the end, I think we had like 15 to 20 every day. It was like $7
every
from here,
meeting there were
$7 from
20
here,
transfers.
$10 from there.
Yeah, you guys spent down to the wire on that. I was very nervous.
We had $75 left. Now, come on.
We gave that back to the town for the coffee.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making us aware of that. Chris, I think it was you that said you have worked with UTS in the past, right?
Yeah, and it's at the project level too. I mean, we coordinate with we try to get the most out of each window test. We have done a couple to date, and probably should have updated you on that. We just did one this week on the building. We try to make sure we get the most out of all our testing. So yeah, I will
right,
work
now-
with them to see what's left, and we'll manage it.
And speaking of testing, when was the last time Jay was at the building?
Jay,
He was last week, wasn't he?
he's usually every Thursday, or
Have we seen anything from him? Have we seen any
He was there
concern?
today,
Today.
Oh, he
We've
was
seen
here
any-
today, Chip.
every Thursday.
Notice he comes every Thursday. So
Yeah.
what do we get from him when he comes? Do we get issues, response?
Whenever he sees issues that,
puts them in
he'll
Procore.
do a fill report on it and note the issues.
And he posts them into Procore.
And then he sits in our MEP meeting on Thursdays and we review the open ones, make sure that they're getting crossed off, and he's agreeing them to them.
And he walks with when the commissioning agent comes, we make sure they're coordinated with Bond's MEP manager, and Jay shows up when they do their monthly walk too.
So who is because the MSBA assigns a commissioning agent, right?
Yeah, BR+A is the commissioning agent. So he was just
That sounds
here.
familiar.
He was just here a
Have
few
we-
weeks ago.
Have we used them before, Lynn?
No, but there was another acronym like that for Galvin,
Okay, all right, but it wasn't that.
but it wasn't
particular
them.
one.
The BR+A is really good.
He was just here. He was on site a couple weeks ago. They walked.
Okay. So I'm assuming Jay does a report, like you said, then it either gets taken care of, or if there's pushback, then we need to know about it, right? Like, when do
Yep.
we find out if there's discussions that aren't being resolved?
I don't think we've had any to
No.
date. Like it's, he brings up an issue,
Straightforward.
we address it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
will
good.
say
I mean,
that,
That's great,
this
but
team's been really good about it.
okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
had a
remember
lot of.
Galvin. I remember at Galvin, we had to look at Jay's commissioning reports, understand who was fixing it, wasn't fixing it. Same thing, think about how many times at the public safety building we had issues.
But we really didn't have a J at Galvin. We just had the commissioning agents
Right.
comments.
Right, but we had Jay at the public safety then,
Yeah,
Yep.
he did.
right?
Yeah.
And wasn't there some issues there that had to get resolved that he found and they
Yes.
argued back and forth?
I think
So-
it still are there.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
the
but
one thing that
Bond's
we
not-
used to do
Bond's
at
not the
Galvin, the one thing we used to do at Galvin is look at the RFIs, see if there were any old RFIs. I mean, I guess everything's just going, we should assume that everything's going smoothly and there's no outstanding RFIs that need to be addressed or any of that stuff. I mean, we don't look at those logs at all, and we used to. And I'm okay that we don't, as long as there's, no issues and no problems. So I guess we've talked about these other logs. Maybe we should just get like a monthly, yep, we're all set. There's nothing over 2 weeks or nothing critical, I guess.
We can
Yeah, we can. I mean, yeah.
provide that update. I was gonna say, this is a different team, and I think they work well together in terms of getting things resolved.
Yeah.
From
we're
all
in a-
perspectives, the changes, the PCOs, the RFIs, the submittals, everything, so.
No,
Yeah.
it seems almost seamless, but it almost seems too good, which is why I think
Well, that's,
I feel like when we open up that file drawer and find, oh, here are all the issues that we didn't tell you about.
Yeah, why are you looking for problems?
Yeah.
We bring them to you if they're big enough.
It's been a very good process.
It seems like it. That's what
Yeah.
concerns me.
It's because we're so used to the other.
Just
We're
Pipe
so
grid.
used to, trust me, where we've come from the public safety with an architectural firm that's now out of business. We've come from the Walton with a building person that who knows what he was. So I'm jaded. Yes, I apologize for
Stop
being
laughing,
jaded.
Lynn. I sent you the decision.
We'll try to dig up some more pipe grid issues.
Yeah. Yeah, if the pipe grid is our biggest issue, that's a pretty easy one.
hey, this is gonna be so good, you won't want to do a project with any other team except for
Don't
this big one.
Jinx it, Lynn. Come on.
Nice.
Just
Nice
laying it
plug.
on thick.
I
No,
already
I'm
think
gonna be
that.
done.
I already think that.
Oh,
Joe
don't
won't
jinx
be
it.
doing any more projects, but
Well, it's a good one to go out with.
We can invite you to one of the PCO meetings. Get a little testy. We can invite you to one of those once in a
Yeah,
while.
if you really want to play.
All right, anything else? All right, we'll see everybody. Or not maybe everybody, but we'll see most of you at 7 o'clock in 55 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Good.